Have you ever reached a point in life where you knew you couldn't keep running anymore? Where your past was catching up with you and the only way forward was to face it? That was exactly where Jacob found himself. Not in a palace, not in safety, but by a river in the middle of the night at a place called the Ford of Jabbok. Jacob's life was full of struggle, fear, and broken relationships. And one night at Jabbok, everything changed. Not because he planned it, but because he encountered God. Jacob was not a perfect man. Earlier in his life in Canaan, he deceived his brother Esau and took his blessing. Because of that, Jacob ran away, crossing lands, working for Laban, and living in exile for many years. Now, as Jacob was returning to Canaan, he heard something terrifying. Esau was coming to meet him. With 400 men, fear took over. He didn't know if his past would destroy his future. The Bible describes his state clearly. Genesis 32:7 KJV. Then Jacob was greatly afraid and distressed. Jacob was afraid, anxious, and unsure of what would happen next. That night, Jacob reached the ford of Jabbok, a crossing point of the Jabbok River. And there Jacob did something very intentional. He sent his family ahead, across the river. He sent his servants ahead. He sent his possessions ahead. Everything crossed Jabbok, until there was nothing left. The Bible says, Genesis 32:24, KJV. And Jacob was left alone, and there wrestled a man with him until the breaking of the day. Jacob was left alone, on the far side of Jabbok. No crowd, no protection, no distraction. That's where the encounter began. That night at Jabbok, Jacob wrestled with a man until morning. This was not just a physical fight, it was a divine encounter. In the darkness, by the river, between his past and his future. Jacob struggled, but he refused to let go. Even when his hip was touched, even when the pain became permanent, even when the night felt long, he held on. This shows us something powerful. Sometimes growth comes through struggle. Sometimes breakthrough happens in the place you wanted to pass through quickly. Then came the turning point. Still at Jabbok, Jacob was asked a simple question. What is your name? When he said Jacob, he was admitting who he had been. A deceiver, a supplanter, a struggler. Then God changed his name. Genesis 32:28, KJV. And he said, Thy name shall be called no more Jacob, but Israel. For as a prince hast thou power with God and with men, and hast prevailed. Israel means one who struggles with God and prevails. God did not say Jacob would never struggle again. He said Jacob would no longer be defined by struggle. Jacob, in the deceiver, became Israel, a man who encountered God and came out changed. As the sun rose over the Jabbok River, Jacob walked away limping, but he also walked away transformed. The lesson is simple and powerful. Your struggle does not mean failure. Sometimes it means God is shaping you. One encounter at the right place can change your identity. One night between fear and faith can change your direction. Jacob became Israel, and from that man came a nation.